What's going on? Welcome to the podcast.
Okay, everybody, welcome. We've had
attempt
number two.
Two? Yeah, number two.
Although, like, we've been talking about this now for, Jesus, it must be 2 months now, are we?
Yes, easily 2 months.
So this, okay, I think we're nearly settled on a name. We're like 95% sure. Cúpla Focal.
Cúpla Focal, yeah.
That's all.
We thought about it a lot.
Yeah, we put a lot.
Thought about it a lot.
A lot of
half-hearted
attempts at this.
And we were like, what was it? Simple and Smile were two.
Come back with the mic now.
Oh yeah, sorry. Simple and Smile were two, but we couldn't figure out, like, you know, so what Simple was. I can't even remember what they were.
They're all self-improvement around, so it was like self-improvement made practical, logical, and imperial.
Yes.
Now, I think what we will do is we can have like a weekly segment where we have like the simple tip of the week, which is a self-improvement tip or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's just the Cúpla Focal. It's just two lads having a chat, and try and bring some value, and try and build on this community that we're building here in Limerick.
Yes, and I think the focus is the focus will be on self-improvement, whether it's, you know, you're bringing the food aspect of things, I'll do more of the fitness aspect of things, and
black hair
on
your white t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Or whether it's business, like, so both of us are involved in business, and, you know, we're obviously in the same premises, if anyone knows us here in Limerick. So there's obviously the management of that, and management of kind of like, life has been hectic for the last few weeks, and it's just
and it's nice because you have kind of both aspects of, I'm in the startup world, so we're only kind of getting going, and whereas you're an established business, but I suppose the fact that you even moved premise, it may as well be a startup. So it's been a mental few weeks. So
but we're happy out. We're trying to juggle all the balls at the moment, and this podcast was another ball that was, you know, we came up with, and we're trying to keep everything afloat. And the first time we recorded it, the audio was way off, so we're hoping the audio sounds good.
We're just going to.
We're actually starting an hour late as well.
Well, to be honest, I was actually here at 8:45 this morning. 9 o'clock we said we'd start. I was here, prepared early.
Still took us
17 minutes past 9. I see the car rock on.
I couldn't get out of bed. I was glued to the bed. The alarm went off at 8:30, and I hit the off button rather than the snooze button. You know yourself when you do that, and then you're like, oh no,
you're ruined in.
I'm not gonna wake up, like, you know.
You subconsciously did it.
It was 9:05 when I woke up, and I woke up in a panic, cold sweat. I was like, oh,
I got the text just very plain. Be there in 5. Like, that man is still in bed. We're very different. On you are a night owl. Like, you always work late, whereas 9 p.m. I'm done. Phone's gone. Now, last night I worked till 11 because I was doing up social media stuff.
Wait until you get busier, man.
No, man. I had loads of things to do. I just don't do, man. I'm way better. I'm up at 6:30, man, and I get so much done. Like, from 6 to 9 in the morning is way more productive than from 9 to 12 at night for me. Yeah. So I always try to prioritize my sleep, get up early. Yeah. I used to do it with college as well, or study. Never studied late. Yeah. I find that everyone else kind of shuts off late at night, and then there's no distraction, so, like, there's nobody getting onto me. I find that early as well then, because I'm not getting DMs or messages at 6 in the morning, so it's a quiet time. But likewise everyone's different. Everyone has their own thing.
We all get DMs at, like,
you're preaching to the choir. Anyway, right, come on, let's roll on with this podcast. Yes. So because this is the first one, it's no harm to do a brief introduction to who we are, what we're going to do, why we're here. And then from there we can build on this podcast. And we have a list of the length of my arm of people we'd like to bring on, and try and bring some more value to aspects that we probably can't provide. So let's start. So, Colm, what gym do you own? Why are you here?
So we're here at Fit 100, and Fit 100 is the name of the gym. Fit 100 is all about data-driven fitness. So the whole idea is that we want to try and gamify fitness. So we want to try and score you out of 100 on a number of different aspects of fitness. So focus, fuel, train, recover would be our 4 pillars. So they're the 4 actions we want people to take in order to reach their health and fitness goals. So the focus aspect is the mindset, the fuel aspect is the nutrition, the training aspect is the movement and the activity and the training, obviously, and then the recovery aspect is, you know, rest and you know, reducing stress, improving your sleep and all that stuff. So what we do is we do a thorough assessment at the beginning. The assessment then scores the individual on all these different aspects.
I was assessed during the week, actually.
Yes. Have you got your feedback form yet?
No.
No. Okay, that's coming today.
Sweet.
That's the whole concept. Is, again, you get the assessment, you get this thorough feedback form then and we're scored in a number of different areas, and then you can very clearly see where you're falling down and, you know, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and then we try and tailor a program specific to you then based on those on that report.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. You know, we do classes. The main form of training we do is weight training or high intensity training. So that's essentially us. We don't do things like spinning or you know, we don't do yoga at the moment, but that's something we'll look into. But it's certainly kind of strength and conditioning based classes. You're either doing it in a group or you're doing your own individual program, and we're really emphasizing a strong community base. It's great because we've someone at reception, and whenever someone comes in the door, they're kind of greeted by this kind of friendly, chirpy person at reception, and then when they get up the stairs, they'll have people say hello to them, and they'll have other members introduce them. You met Breda the other day, and you gave her a spot on the bench.
I can't train here just because I'm so new to the place.
Yeah.
A lot of people know who I am doing from the Fitment 100 or on social media. So I start talking to someone. I spend 30 minutes talking to them. I might do a set. I get up, I meet someone new. I'll just talk for another 30 minutes. So my workouts are probably 7 hours long inside here.
So it's social.
Like the atmosphere is
social,
exactly. It's nearly like a social gathering, if anything. Like the atmosphere is brilliant inside here. And just to touch on that assessment. So I was assessed during the week, and it was like 30 minutes, I'd say, if not longer. Really long, really good. Shelby went through absolutely everything with me, took all my measurements, all the mobility stuff, and I'm tipped to become the yoga instructor.
Oh, because you're so flexible.
Due to my mobility, my mobility, my flexibility is on point. But no, it was absolutely fantastic, and that's like one aspect that I'm looking forward to now, because I suppose with my training in the past, it has been well, over the last year anyway, it's been all over the place. So it's nice now to have it in paper to see where my weak points are, and to be able to kind of work on that. And like you said, have it, you know, a data driven approach to it.
So like it's ultimately you'll get a score, and naturally, like people who want to have this kind of idea of self-improvement, they want to just improve that score.
Absolutely,
whether that score is 10 out of 100 or 90 out of 100, you want to do better next time around.
And like I'm the most competitive person in the world, so that will most definitely spur me on to. And
again, the idea of the score is that you're actually competing against yourself. You're not competing against someone else. It's not like a leaderboard. It's just a score, and the scores are based on data that we've gathered over the last 3 years, and just, you know, data from, you know, different research papers and studies around the internet, to try and set kind of a normal standard in terms of, you know, this is how much range we want you to have at your hip joint. This is a normal range. You know, this is like just above normal, which would be great if we could get you just above normal. You know, and then we score that out of 100. So it's nice to kind of give people the outlet to compete against themselves, because we do have people who like to compete against others, but most of the people that are here are again looking to compete against themselves.
So that just embodies the whole self-improvement aspect. Then, you know, it ties it up into a nice little knot.
Yes. Okay. So Owen, tell me why you're here, and tell me a little bit about your business.
So my name is Owen Sheehan, and I own Country Munch. So we are a Limerick-based meal delivery and prep service, and we do catering and food production as well. So I suppose we're a much smaller and new business, but me and Colm met last year. We'll go into that story another time, actually, how we met. Very nice story. But we met and our paths collided, and this kind of opportunity arose, and we were, you know, growing at a fast rate, and we were looking to move. So this complex kind of popped up, and we said we'd go for it. So we have a production kitchen downstairs. what we do is healthy, wholesome, home cooked food. So again, my background is I'm from a small farm out in Pallaskenry. Grew up eating the food from our farm, food from our garden, learning from my mother and my grandmother, who my grandmother especially was the healthiest, happiest woman that I ever knew, and only ever ate food from our garden. So that was the kind of the ethos, and the idea that I want to bring back is simplicity and bringing it back to the basics. I mean, we're so bombarded with information these days on, you know, ketosis or high carb, low carb, no fat, high fat. You know, everything under the sun has been pushed out in front of us, especially with social media. So I suppose my aim is just to bring it back to the basics, bring it back to what we know works best and what has been proven to work for so many years. Kind of like a primal approach, if anything. I mean, I really need to know, like, kind of what did the cavemen do? What did we do 80 years ago? There wasn't this obesity epidemic back then. So I mean, like, something happened over those years that made us all change our eating habits. So that's what I want to bring back is that simplicity to nutrition, done through fresh food, cooked fresh, prepped fresh, and served and delivered as quick as possible.
And what do you think is, like, because there's a lot of companies doing that, you
Yes.
know, there's a lot of companies doing the meal prep service and catering. What makes you different?
I suppose we're one of the only ones that really pushes that back to basics. A lot of them will do meal plans. A lot of them will work into, like, a keto plan, or here's your low carb, or here's your muscle building high protein one. Whereas we don't brand any of our meals with these special or high protein, low carb, anything like that. Ours is kind of good, wholesome dinners. You know, I've always said that they're dinners, they're lunches, they're breakfasts. They're not this protein, carb, and then vegetable. And as well as that, I suppose we're transparent as a company too. People know who I am. People know.
I think that's
the
a big
kitchen.
one, man.
Yeah, I think, like, and that has always resonated best. I mean, people know that it started with me. I mean, like, if you look,
I know who's cooking my food, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that makes me a little bit more.
It makes me a little more confident. Yeah, it's not coming from, like, it is from a production kitchen, but you know the story behind it. You know why it's being cooked. You know my reasoning for it. It's not just this random company being set up in, you know, wherever it is up the country that's just being pumping out food.
Exactly.
And again, we try and do it as fresh as possible, and we don't. That's kind of the reason we haven't pushed for nationwide delivery, because when you do that, then you're dipping into the realms of different packaging. So right now we want to keep it very, very simple and do it best at that.
Yeah, like, I think for me, like, and I think for most of the members as well, what's really nice is, like, we know where the kitchen is. We've seen the kitchen. You know, we've met you. We've had a chance to chat to you, and I think that, like, that goes a long, long way. I mean, a big reason why a lot of people would come here is because, you know, we know who they are, and, you know, we know them by name, and we kind of make them feel at home. And I think you do the same in terms of your meals. You know, you're always, you know, anyone who buys a meal, you're always asking, oh, how was your meal? How was your dinner? How was your breakfast? And I think it kind of, it's almost like what's everyone's favourite meal is their mother's, you know, Sunday roast, or, you know, when they go home to mammy at the weekend and they haven't been home in months, and they know who's cooking the dinner, they know where it's been cooked, and there's kind of that kind of almost, you feel it just tastes so much nicer then when you know all those things. Whereas if I'm looking at something and I don't know exactly where it's cooked or where it's come from or who's cooked it.
But I think that's, like, one of the biggest things with food is that it is so intertwined with feelings and memories as well. I mean, like, if you think back, one of the big, I always touch on this, is, like, if you think of a wedding you went to 6 years ago, you may not remember who was getting married, but if you had a bad meal, you'll remember it. Or if you had a good meal, if it made you feel a certain way, you'll remember that. So food has this amazing way of, I suppose, capturing the moment, and again, what I want to do is not to just have a food company, it's to build a community of people. One thing I always push is just healthier, happier people, and this complex is perfect because you're being fed good food, you're in a great environment, you're in a great atmosphere, you're in a gym improving your own self-improvement, your own physical fitness. So I mean, the bigger picture here is a community of people who are all on the same wavelength.
Yeah, and I think if you look at some people recommend that you, like, reflect on what you're eating and almost do mindful eating.
Yes,
where you, like, sit down, you're like, you think, okay, where did this chicken come from? How was this cooked? Obviously, you know, the taste and the smell and all that stuff. And you know, if I meet my chicken downstairs and think, okay, who cooked my chicken? It's like, oh yeah, Owen cooked my chicken.
Yeah.
There in the kitchen, which is like 100 yards away, you know, and that'll just put me at ease, you know.
Absolutely.
And also, it's very handy to, like, you know, if Owen is very good in that, I've got lots of allergies and intolerances, and you know, so I'm a little bit special in that way. So he'll put together like special dinners for me and specific to my needs, and he'll do that for anyone who needs it.
Yeah, we have 2 or 3 people now that I just customize their meals for it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a big deal at the moment, and often they're like, you're the exception where it's a package deal. It's a Coach Colm special. You know, other people may not like veg, so I won't add veg to their meal or something like that. It can be simple tweaks, but those simple tweaks go a very long way. They give a personal touch to it.
They do.
I mean, we're nearly like a personal chef service more so than a meal delivery service. A lot of people have kind of said that that's the kind of aspect they like to it.
So where can people get your meals?
People can get our meals. You can order online at countrymunch.com, or as of yesterday, you can now call into Fit 100, and we are stocked downstairs in the fridge. So just rock up to the gym, ask at reception, and you'll have the menu there, so you can choose your meals. Members will have a 15% discount. So please do call in if you're around. Please do pop in, get your lunch, get your dinner, get your breakfast, check out the gym, and let me know. Please, all feedback is always welcome, either positive or negative, so I can constantly improve my own product.
And we're going to be starting a kind of a breakfast and a lunch deal where it's €10 for a breakfast, a coffee, and a workout, and it's also the same at lunchtime, €10 for a lunch, a coffee, and a workout.
Yeah,
and that's kind of a way to allow people to just sample, I suppose, you know, get into the gym and see what we do, and get a feel for the atmosphere, and also get a taste for Owen's food. So yeah, so we're going to be hitting up a load of the businesses in around us with that and see how it goes, and we'll kind of play around with it. At the moment it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday lunch times, and Tuesday, Thursday mornings. But if you're in Limerick and you know you want to see what's up and see what we're doing in here, that's probably a good opportunity for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Just call in, and it's
a win-win, you know.
Free
coffee.
I mean, tenner for
a workout and a meal.
And coffee, and you
happy days.
You'll be a fool lad. You'll be a fool lad. Okay, so that's us, that's me, that's you. So let's move on to the next segment. What are we offer? Okay.
Are you happy with that? Is that like podcast number 1 done? Or?
I think so, yeah. I have one last. I'll touch on my topic.
Oh, you have a little story.
I have a funny story here.
You have a little story, yeah, okay.
It's not a big one now, but
is this a story from this week?
Oh, this week, yeah. It was from Tuesday. And it wasn't until I was in bed Tuesday night that I was like recapping my day, and I realised, like, I had that sudden realisation. It goes, oh my god, I am becoming my own mother, or even just a stereotypical Irish mother. Because you and a visitor, a guest, Megan, were down in the kitchen. You were just showing her around, and I came down afterwards, and I came in, and the 2 of you there. So I introduced, shook hands, said hello, and the first thing that I thought of was, oh, I have a visitor here. What can I feed them?
Yes.
First thing, and like I was talking, and we were having a crack. But even in my head, I was like, okay, now what's in the fridge? What can I feed these people? And that is such an Irish mammy thing.
Yes. Whoa! Press it down. Heart.
But that is such an Irish mammy thing, because even like when I was thinking back then, if any relation or if any auntie or uncle comes in, it's like, hi, how's it going? First thing, bang, sit down now, dinner's ready, we've tea, we've coffee.
Love it.
I mean, so one of my aunties, if you go there, you're getting a 12-course meal, a 12-course tasting session. So it's such a stereotypical Irish mother thing.
That's like a really good, like, Joe, when you meet people and you kind of learn about people, it's like, okay, what? You know, if you want to figure out, is this person like compatible with me, and will we get along? It's like, okay, like when I come to this person's house, like how? So like, if I was to come to Owen's house and I was to be shooed away in under the stairs and told like don't speak to anyone, you know, and not fed or other that, you know, like, that wouldn't go down well. But like when you go to someone's house, and Owen's house here is his kitchen, and they want to look after you and feed you and like fill you for the apple tart.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I mean that's a sign of a good person, you know. So
we
appreciate
it's it's a countryside thing as well. It's a very countryside thing. I mean, if someone comes to the house, they're fed. I mean, always. No. But like it or not, you may have dinner eating. You're getting a second one. You can take it home with you. If you don't eat it.
Yeah.
But that was my funny.
We still have to do our apple tart. Apple tart pick. So when we were recording the first podcast, the challenge was laid down. Owen Sheehan's apple, your mom's apple tart versus my mom's apple tart.
The great Fit 100 Bake Off.
Yeah.
So that's on the cards. We've a load of video ideas.
Yes.
We need to get onto it.
But yeah, listen, thank you for listening to podcast number 1.
Absolutely. Big shout out to the Limerick Hurlers.
Big shout out to Limerick Hurlers, lads. They're going to be in today in the gym between 5 and 7 p.m. I think it's their last, I'm fairly sure it's their last group session before the All-Ireland semi-final.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're playing Cork on Sunday week, and we want to wish them all the best, and you know, we're going to try and do something nice from today to just kind of show them our support, and looking forward to seeing them in here today.
Absolutely.
Tune in now for podcast number 1.
Yes, please do. Please like, share and subscribe to it. Tell a friend. And okay, how we're going to finish these, we want to give a call to action. So I'm asking all of our listeners, anyone who's watching the video podcast as well, my tip of the week is just drink more water. It is something that I neglected for the last few weeks because I was so busy. And like when you're dehydrated, you just feel awful, and you don't realise it until you rehydrate, and you're like, my God, life it's so much easier. And I have this like gallon. It's I think a 2.5 litre jug that I carry around with me, and I put in this water enhancers, Berol, Bereol, I'm pretty sure it's called. You can get them in the good food outlet that has them, Barron's, any kind of supplement store would have them. But it's like a water flavour enhancer, it's 0 calorie and it's savage. We could use My Waddy, anything like that, makes it a lot easier. I love it to do with My Waddy and sparkling water. It is savage, or sparkling water in general, I love it. So that's my call to action of the week, drink more water.
Okay, so my call to action is going to be just go do some thorough exercise. I haven't had the chance to train in I don't know how long. it's like I live inside in the gym but I never train. So I need to get back on the horse. I've had a little bit of a niggly injury, which has been troubling me for a while, but I need to kind of get back rehabbing that, and I need to prioritise that, set aside time. I'm working stupid hours, stupid long hours during the day, so I just need to decide when I'm working out. So that's my call to action for myself, and hopefully you guys can row in on that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Sean, how are you?
That was good, man. Oh shit, how do I stop?
You know, it doesn't feel as good, you know.
2 seconds out.
Well, how are you? Get the bar, yeah.
Come in, you're fine.
I thought you were doing a podcast.
Doing a podcast,
yeah.
Doing it now?
We are indeed.
Yeah.
I just got that.